Everybody, Scotty G here with Listen Up, doing another turntable setup. This time we're deep diving into the Pro-Ject Debut Carbon EVO turntable. This turntable has been in production for years, kind of evolved along the way. Maybe that's why they call it EVO. But I tell you, man, if you want to get into vinyl, you want to buy a nice turntable, don't know quite where you want to go, don't want to spend a ton of money, but I don't want to cut yourself short, this is easily one of the best buys on the market. Comes in a bunch of cool colors. You know, they don't make it sound any better or worse, but I tend to spend more time looking at my stereo than listening to it, so sometimes the aesthetics are important. Also comes with a cartridge. In this case, it comes with the Sumiko Rainier cartridge. This is like a $150 cartridge. Very, very good cartridge. Cool thing about the Sumiko cartridges is the cartridge body on the Rainier is the same body as on the Olympia, which is the cartridge above it, and then several models up from that. So one of the things I love about this turntable, and I tell all my clients that are interested in turntables, is you can buy this table now, take it home and use it. If you love it, great. If the hobby never takes you any further, you've got a great sounding turntable. If, though, you find yourself drinking the Kool-Aid, there are a whole bunch of ways you can upgrade this table, starting with putting a better stylus on there. Another upgrade you can do is this turntable comes with the Rainier cartridge, also comes with this dampened steel platter. One of the improvements that ProJect has made to the Carbon EVO is they've dampened this platter with this rubber ring, so it doesn't have quite the ring that previous platters did. But they make an upgraded acrylic platter that you can use in place of this that I think looks cooler, but it also gives you a more acoustically inert platter with which to play your records on. Beyond that, another upgrade is this is called a sub platter. This is made of some kind of plastic composite type of material. They make this in an aluminum sub platter that gives you a little bit better bass, definitely better sound quality. $100, $120 or so. Nice little upgrade for it. This table comes with two belts. Two belts, why, you may ask? This particular round belt is one you would use for playing 78 RPM records. That's a different discussion. If you guys are interested, reach out to us. We can tell you more about what you'd want to know there. But it's cool that it comes with. The other belt is this guy right here. This is a flat belt. It says ProJect on it. Kind of fun. This belt goes around the sub platter, and then it extends over the back of this pulley, the smaller ring on this pulley, which is flat to support the flat belt. The larger ring is kind of more concave to support the round belt. So don't throw this away. Know it's in there. Know why you want it. Again, know that this can be upgraded. Know that this can be upgraded. We'll put that on there. Comes with a felt mat. There are upgrade mats available, but as is always the case with turntables, you want to be careful changing this geometry too much, because that would maybe require us lifting or raising the pivot point of this tone arm. An adjustment we call VTA, vertical tracking angle. This table really is not something you want to try to get into vertical tracking angle adjustments with. The step up from this, called the Debut Pro, does support that, and the Debut Pro also supports all the other upgrades that we've discussed. Turntable comes with a nice cable. This is the connected cable. Cables can also be upgraded. And the cartridge itself is pre-mounted on this table. So for sure, one of the trickier processes of setting up a turntable is mounting a cartridge to the end of that tone arm, connecting these small Litz wires to it, and aligning the cartridge without doing any damage to the cartridge. I'm not sure that's a process everyone wants to get into. We are happy to do this for you in the store. But the fact that that cartridge comes pre-mounted on this head shell really takes care of that part altogether. So we're going to remove that stylus guard. Stylus guard you want to push down on and then away from the cartridge. The cartridge has a little rod called a cantilever. On that cantilever is the diamond. You want to be careful not to bend or damage that cantilever, removing the stylus guard. That's really important. So now let's set this turntable up. This one does require a few more steps to set up. We're going to remove this tie down here. First thing we want to do is adjust tracking weight. On this cartridge, I'll have to look and see, let's say it's a 2-gram tracking force. This is called a counterweight. On this counterweight is a ring with numbers on it. That ring with numbers moves independent of the counterweight. So when we're adjusting tracking force, this goes on the end of the tone arm, and then very carefully you want to adjust. See how the tone arm's going? If we let it go, it'll go down. That's too much force pushing down. So we want to pull this back some. We want to adjust this such that getting close. I want to adjust it so this really is zero buoyancy, that the tone arm with the cartridge on it literally floats even with the top of the platter. And again, you want to make sure that this thing doesn't crash into the platter, but I think we're good to go there. So we'll park this onto the tone arm, and then this ring, without moving the weight, if you look at the back of this tone arm, you'll see there's a line on the back of that tone arm. This is a reference line, and what we want to do is we want to hold this weight, we want to adjust this inner ring so that 0 lines up with that line, okay? And then from there, with this is 2 grams of tracking, we want to rotate this forward. There's a half, there's 1, there's 1.5, there's 2 grams of pressure right there. ProJect is a 40-plus-year-old turntable manufacturing company out of the Czech Republic. Some of their tables are made in Germany. They've been around forever. Their tone arms are quite famous. You'd find ProJect tone arms on other turntables, Avid, Music Hall. There's a few other turntable companies that use ProJect tone arms. So they're fairly well known. And one of the unique features of this tone arm is the process of adjusting what's called anti-skate. As the record is spinning, it pulls the diamond in towards the center of the groove. We want some kind of force to keep that diamond positioned in the center of the groove, or pulls it in towards the center of the record. We want some kind of force to keep that diamond centered in the record groove so it's not pushed too far on one side or the other. That adjustment is called an anti-skate. With ProJect, it's a little skate, a little weight. On that weight, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little monofilament line with a hoop on it. On the back of this tone arm is a post with 3 indentations. With this setup, 2 grams, or they're a sort, this hoop goes over the center. Here we go. Over the center post, and then suspends off the back of this this little wire right here, so that as this tone arm is tracking in towards the inside of the record, you have a force kind of pushing this thing back, keeping it centered in the groove. That's the only tricky part to setting up a ProJect tone arm. Not that it's tricky, but it's something you want to know what you're doing. When you move this, make sure you probably take this off. These are constantly getting lost. We stock replacement parts. They're $9, $15, not a big expense. But that's really what you would need to go through in setting up a ProJect Debut Carbon turntable. If you should choose to upgrade the stylus that's on here, we'll spin this guy around, let you guys see the back of this, or the side. Voila, that's the replacement stylus. If you can see that little metal bar on there, that's the cantilever. And if you look real close, you'll see the diamond. So you can get 2, 3 models up from this in a replacement stylus. And all you have to do is push this back onto the end of the tone arm. It loads right in there. And you've upgraded the cartridge without having to unmount it and put a different one on there. So that's the Debut Carbon EVO with the ProJect carbon fiber tone arm. It's an outstanding turntable. Like I said, we've sold versions of this thing, God, must go back 15, 20 years, but Love it. $5.99 at retail. We have them in, you know, red, yellow, gloss white, gloss black, satin blue, satin green. You know, get funky with it. Have some fun. Thank you, everybody.